my friends. Hi, if you are a subscriber, it's been a while. Welcome back. If you're new here, hello. My name is Delisha Renee, and here we talk about everything motherhood, lifestyle, um, recipes, healthy recipes, and things of that nature. And I just came back on here, do a little sit down video to kind of catch up of what's been going on for the last couple of months. I don't quite remember the last time I posted. I feel like it was like back in August of 2023. It is now March of 2024 and so much has happened. So I figured I'd just come on here with YouTube and kind of give an update what's going on with the channel, and I guess more so important, what's going on with me. I don't remember what happened when we last met. I probably should have watched that video before I jumped out to do another one, but if I remember, I'll put a little blurb of what happened last there. I think it was just juggling. It might have even been a recipe video or a grocery haul or anything like that. So still more of those to come. So kind of like in the early fall, mid fall, I got, I don't know if it was quite like depression, but depressive, to where I was just feeling like really down and not really feeling the urge to do any type of content creation. I kind of went through that before when I stopped, like in 2022. It's kind of still like problems that were happening before, trying to juggling working full time, being a mom to a now toddler, and just trying to be present to the people in my life while also trying to stay sane. And that just didn't really breed any creativeness or creative thoughts to want to pick up my camera and film anything. So kind of went through that, and then I got sick. I was going through like coughing fits for like weeks at a time. It was not COVID. After a series of tests, it was determined that it was just a case of pneumonia, but not like severe pneumonia to where I was like stuck in bed coughing, but just more having trouble breathing and coughing fits a lot of times at night. Not exactly sure why that happens, but it seems to get like worse at night, even if I am like sitting up, not like laying down. I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments down below of why that might happen. If you know you're a I don't remember what the term for lung specialist is. Phlebotomist? I don't know. Going off track. So I was dealing with that, and then probably from like October pretty much to the beginning of December, and after being on those cases of antibiotics and steroids, started to get better. And then I started thinking, okay, maybe I could start picking up the camera again. And sorry, I don't know if you can hear it, but my cat is here in my lap. Didn't come to me before until I sat down. Now you can tell. Till I sat down to record this video. Go figure, right? So yeah, about the beginning of December, I started feeling better, and I had to think, oh, let's start doing maybe like Christmas prep for. I wouldn't be Rose's first Christmas, but kind of like a first Christmas where she's aware that things are happening, or aware of, oh, I have a gift in front of me, I can open it, type of deal. I'm still not really knowing what Christmas is, and that on this day, you know, family comes over, we hang out, and then we exchange presents. She still wasn't aware of that part, but aware of like, oh, I know what a toy is, or so to speak. Or if someone gives me a gift bag, I know to look in it, or I'm curious enough to look in it to grab stuff. So we were pretty much getting to that, and I don't know. Once again, I started feeling like sick, but not sick before. It wasn't like the coughing sick, just feeling like almost just lethargic and wanting to be like tired, to where I didn't even want to like decorate for Christmas, because I had planned to do like a whole like decorate with me Christmas video, and we barely decorate, and I don't think we really decorate until like the week before Christmas. We had the tree up for a while before we actually like decorated the tree, and the only thing that motivated me to decorate the tree was to take pictures for holiday photos. And even then, I wasn't really like in the spirit, so to speak. So I was like, oh man, these like depressive like episodes are like coming back. I was like, oh man, maybe I should look into therapy, or more importantly, how to afford therapy, because otherwise I'd already be in it. And then I was like, and then I realized, wait a minute, my cycle's late. Can it be? Am I really actually pregnant this time? Because previously, I think we have been trying. I think that happened for like the last 6 months to no avail. So I was like trying to be excited but not excited. So I went and took a test. Lo and behold, it was positive. I waited till I was like 4 days late, and even then I was like, what if I'm just late and I did this for nothing? But it came back positive. And this was maybe about a week and a half before Christmas. So it was kind of like, ooh, all right. So this is why I'm feeling bad again now. And then literally, I swear, I'm pretty sure, I think I told my husband maybe the Thursday or Wednesday before Christmas, because I couldn't wait until Christmas Day, because I thought about like doing this whole like, oh, here's your last gift from Rose, something like that, and it'd be like a positive pregnancy test. That didn't happen. I was so excited, and I just like, we had one like little decorative Christmas box that we like had on the shelf, so I just put the test in there and just like, here, Rose put a gift in there for you. um rather So I was like too excited. I wanted to tell him right away. And then I'm pretty sure that was like a week before Christmas, and like on that Wednesday, and I swear that Saturday is when all the nausea and like first trimester symptoms started to really appear. It happened to me, I think, with Rose too. Like as soon as I found out I was pregnant, then the like sort of what I call like the real symptoms started, rather than just like a missed period and maybe feeling a little bit tired. So like Christmas Day rolls around, I'm hosting Christmas dinner, and my mom and my sister had like stayed the night before, and I am feeling doggone tired. I have no energy, but I have people coming over and I have to cook something. So literally the whole morning, I'm just like sick as I don't know what, and trying to pull off Christmas dinner without letting anyone know until we were going to tell them that evening. And got through it. I could barely eat anything, but I was able to lay down for a little bit before people like really started coming over. And you know, everything went well. We told our parents, and I think my aunt, and who's also my godmother, was there too. And to let you know that we were expecting baby number two. And then I swear, right after Christmas, everything just got worse. Meaning, literally couldn't keep everything down. Not even the water. I didn't even want to drink water, but I know I had to in order to, you know, survive, even if I couldn't eat anything. And this is, of course, after Christmas. And I think at the time, I couldn't see, because the OB they don't want to see you until you're bare minimum 8 weeks. I guess I guess when they do a confirmation ultrasound, I should say, to you know, confirm that you're pregnant. And man, those like weeks between a positive pregnancy test and getting your first ultrasound to confirm that you're pregnant, it's like nerve-wracking. I'm like, never mind all the symptoms that you may be having, that like, but it's like, you're like, oh, but what if I'm not, even though like clearly you probably are, but it's like, what if something happens and you're like, oh my gosh, like, but what if I'm not? It's like, until you can see that ultrasound and see a like fetus attached somewhere, you're like, but like, what if I'm just actually just sick? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that was just me or if anyone else who's been pregnant, even if it's for the first time or the fifth time, and you're like, but what if I'm not? Let me know in the comments if you had that reaction too before you had your confirmation ultrasound visit with your OB, if you were still like almost in denial that you were pregnant. But when I tell you, I was like, I was gonna say sick as a dog, but really, where does that like phrase even come from? But anyway, I was sick, y'all. Like, I didn't even want to talk to people. I barely want. I don't know how I got through work, honestly. And at this time, I still hadn't tell. I didn't tell. We didn't tell anyone outside of our parents, and I didn't tell work because obviously it was too early to even like think about that. And I mean, I was got so bad that um it wasn't as I wasn't officially diagnosed with the hyper it's the word when you like you're vomiting to the point that you need hospitalization to like make sure you're getting like IV full of like electrolytes stuff like that. I didn't get to that point, so I was like, if this is where that diagnosis would come, I was probably like right here. It was like enough that I could eat maybe like a smoothie or something like super soft like mashed potato or something like that. And after that, it was just like it's really a 75% chance that I'm just gonna throw it back up. So it wasn't even like worth trying to like eat much. Even then, when I did try to eat like a full on meal, I couldn't. I take a few bites and be like, I don't want anymore. And so that was like really grating on like my mental aspect as well, because like smoothies are all fine and dandy, but they aren't. I know we have meal replacement smoothies that they don't really sustain you for like a full day, or at least me for the appetite that I was used to having. And then you're also feeling nauseous on top of that, and then feeling tired, and then of course I still have to work full time and take care of a toddler. So it's it was crazy. Oh, if you don't know, I work from home. Um, well, now we're in the office once a week, but at that time we were still like home the full time. So at least I had close access to a bathroom. Didn't have to worry about like driving places. I barely went anywhere from like December to probably the end of January. I didn't go anywhere, and I had tried all the natural stuff as I could. You know, the ginger teas, the ginger chews, the peppermint tea, basically all the teas and did different like natural supplements that would they say to try to help. I even tried doing the B6 vitamins as well to try to like, I guess they said those vitamins would like boost up your energy, I guess, and keep that nausea down. It didn't work on me, so finally I actually had to see a doctor, not my OB who I have now, but somebody at that office to I had to go see them for them to prescribe me something to try to keep it down. And then they put me on, I believe it was Zofran, and it helped a little bit, but it just like curbed it to where I could finally try to eat more solid food, but it still didn't do a lot. And then finally, I did get to the confirmation visit to where they confirm, yes, a pregnancy has taken place. Hooray! And, you know, doing initial blood work, getting all that on the ball. And, you know, just, you know, checking in because it's the first time I'm seeing this doctor, checking on everything, family history, yada, 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 all good. And, and I think that was the middle of January. And I'm pretty sure that was on a Monday. By a Thursday, no, that same day, labs come back. Hey, your A1C is high. I don't know what. That's not the total words that they said, but it was like, you know, it's high. It's way too high. We need to get you on medication right away, or basically say you need to go see an endocrinologist and your primary doctor right away so that they can get you on medication, since they already have a previous history with you. So yeah, so imagine getting that call after, you know, dealing with all the stress basically the last few months. Now you're like, well, dang it, now I am being called diabetic when that had never happened before. I think normal ranges is below um 5 or 6 for your A1C levels. Mine was like at a 9. It had never been like that ever in my life. So that was pretty scary, especially when you're pregnant. The fear is, you know, your body's putting insulin so much into your body that it will affect the growth of the baby, and it can also bring on like different birth defects. So that is why they're like, hey, you gotta get on the ball with this to make sure we prevent these things from happening. And so in the meantime, I was like checking my blood glucose levels with you know, to prick your finger and take the test, and it was like in the 300s. And normal range you're supposed to be is between like 90 and 120. So when I tell you I was so scared, I was just as I don't know what. So I do get to see my primary care doctor, and she was like going over labs that we did back in like last summer. She was like, yeah, it was nowhere near like those levels being high. Like all your levels were fine. And she said, well, her I guess hypothesis was with me being sick and being on the steroids that exasperated things, and then pregnancy just went and shot that thing right up. So, um, so she was like, yeah, first things first, we got to get that under control. So they put me on it's a pill called metformin. That's kind of like the first line of defense to try to get your levels down, and then confirm that with the endocrinologist, who at the time I was just emailing because they didn't have a spot for me, so it would be like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks later or a week later before I could see her. And so I was on that pill for a couple weeks, but it was doing nothing to bring the numbers down. Even doing that, plus limiting the carbs that I was intaking, not totally cutting that out, just trying to decrease the amount of simple carbs and trying to increase that with more like complex carbs, like whole grains and my brain was like mainly like whole grains and things like like more fibrous foods and more protein, just like trying to counteract that. But also, I'm still battling with nausea and vomiting and not able to keep food down. So trying to balance all that was very difficult. And it's probably why my levels were not coming down, because like I couldn't eat properly at that time. And then we went through the insurance, and finally they're like, okay, I think we need to get you on insulin because we really need to get these levels down, because they were still in the high 200s, close to 300 still. And so we're going through insurance, and they are not authorizing me to get the insulin. Or what I didn't know is that there were different types of insulin, and the top two that the OB and the endocrinologist wanted to use, insurance just kept saying no, we're not. They kept denying it. So they just basically was going down the list of the types of insulins that they were known to help, with someone who's pregnant, until finally the insurance approved one. So this is probably about the start of February that I finally started on insulin. We did two types. One they call short acting, which is one you take before meals, and then a long acting one that you take at night to help you stay stable through the night. And after a couple of weeks, I think after about 2 or 3 weeks, like you could see the levels like starting to come down. Well, actually, about after a week of the usage, they were coming down. But then that plus, as I'm starting to enter the second trimester, nausea is going down, keeping food down is being great. So I'm able to eat better, so to speak. So that plus insulin got my levels back to where they needed to be. So I'm good now. I'm fine. And because I'm on these different types of insulin, or the two different types of insulins, and I had to take them basically 4 times a day. I'm taking like 4 insulin shots a day. We were like, well, the finger pricking is fine, but it can get annoying after a while. Sure enough, it's annoying, especially then your hands start to hurt, fingers start to hurt a little bit too, even though you're doing different things where you're doing them every day. So we were like, okay, let's try the continuous glucose monitor, the one that like stays on your arm and it just takes your levels throughout the day. And then insurance once again was like, the one at the OB that they like to use, I think it was called like the Dexcom one, they wouldn't approve it. It just, and according to their letter, it was like, you don't need this. I guess they were just like, you're not gonna approve it because it costs too much money. Which I try to look it up on how much it costs out of pocket, and it is over $1,000 for just either 1 or 2 sensors, which only last like a week or so. So, oh no. For a 90-day supply, it was like $1,000 something, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't have that money. And then we tried going through a company where I could just do like a monthly plan with them. Still, way too much money. They wanted like $300 some a month. And I'm like, that's almost my car payment, and no, I cannot do. So there happened to be another sensor that was way cheaper but does the same job, so I'm not sure why there's such a price disparity between the two. It only costs me $75 for two sensors, which lasts so one sensor lasts 2 weeks, and so a month, so $75 a month is what I'll be paying for these sensors. It actually looks like this. So it's like a little small little sensor you keep on your arm, and you have a little app on your phone that you can just check in on your levels throughout the day, which way easier than pricking yourself 4 to 5 times a day. I highly recommend if you have the funds for it. Of course, the pricking your fingers every day, it's a much cheaper method. I think the sensor that I mean um, the device I was using was like $15 or $20 from CVS, and basically all you need to pay for, like probably maybe every other month, depending on how many you buy, is the needle thing to actually prick yourself. So yeah, if you want me to do an actual separate video on gestational diabetes, I can do it on like how I stay within my levels for today. I can definitely do a video about that. But yeah, so basically from like September until like mid February, maybe the end of February, your girl was stressed. So yeah, there were no YouTube videos happening. I didn't even like I was like barely wanting to be social with anyone, let alone on social media. I think if if you check my actual if you check the Instagram account, the only after this video goes up, the only post for that was probably the pregnancy announcement, and before that I think it was way back in August. So yeah, I was not in a social media content creation state of mind. So fast forward to today, I'm still in the beginning of the second trimester. I am today, what is today? Well, yeah, I am 20 weeks. So 4, 8, 12, 6. So 5 months. I literally counted that on my finger. 5 months. So we're like we're like halfway there to baby number 2, and we are fine. Glucose levels are fine. I have not felt nauseous or thrown up in quite a while. I don't have any wood to knock on unless I knock on the floor. So fingers crossed, because even though they call it morning sickness, if anyone has been pregnant before, it's not just to the morning. It can be all day, and it can also be all throughout your pregnancy. So sometimes you just never know. But this baby second time around has really gotten me put me through the wire. So I was like, will that mean you'll be a little bit easier times than I did with Rose in the first few months? Because with Rose, my pregnancy was fairly, I would say, standard. Like, I had the nausea and vomiting throughout the first trimester, but no way near what it was with this one. And yeah, for the most part, I was fine with that pregnancy. I did have the gestational diabetes last time, like I'm having now with Rose, and then towards the end, I did get preeclampsia, which is why she was born before her due date. But and then we just had like a really hard time that first year. I'm pretty sure everyone has, because it's your first time. But yeah, so I was like, well, maybe this time around when we're more knowledgeable, and because you had me such a hard time in the first trimester, that maybe our first quote unquote trimester of you post birth would be a little bit easier. That's my wish for myself. But now that we've all caught up in the last couple of months, let's talk about what I have planned for the channel, which is getting back into content creation. And I think instead of weekly, I'm going to go probably every other week, because I think trying to go weekly again while maintaining a full-time job and being a mom was way too stressful. So I'm gonna try every other week, and then of course taking you through the rest of this pregnancy with me through the second and third trimester, and also birth and postpartum, things like that. So I do plan on having content for that, and we'll still go back to business as usual as, like I said, lifestyle, which means that would translate to like vlogs and maybe like some days in the life of me with me, I should say, and Rose and my husband if he's off that day, and also getting back into the grocery hauls and healthy recipe videos, which probably get more of those now that we're dealing with the gestational diabetes again. So you know you got to be a little bit more careful with your portions and how much carbohydrates you are intaking. Again, like I said before, I am not cutting out carbs. We're not going keto at all. Well, one, they don't really want you on that while you're pregnant, and two, I have learned because I've done keto before. I have learned that when I get too restrictive, for personally for me, like when I get too restrictive, I a quote unquote relapse, so to speak, is not something sustainable for me. So what I've been doing before I even got pregnant and especially now is add, not subtract, so to speak, to where is, let's say I want Doritos. Um, then I will have the Doritos, but I will also add maybe some vegetables with like some dips or something like that, or maybe I'll eat an apple with it, like something with a little bit more protein and fiber to help one um, keep me full for that snack or purpose. But also, I'm still getting that craving that I want, so to speak. Um, so yeah, also not, well, I never really bought like a big bag of Doritos unless we're having a party, but so I was sitting on the couch with a bag of chips or Doritos, whatever it may be. I will portion it out on a plate, and again add the veggie or whatever protein. Sorry, I saw my cat. She's trying to get to some bird outside to add something else that would be more a little bit more nutritious to help keep me full so that I'm not reaching for something else 15-20 minutes later after eating some just Doritos. So yeah, I don't want this video to get too long. I'm not exactly sure how long it's been now. I feel like I've been talking for a while, but yeah, but that's the recap of what's been going on in my life these past 6 months or so since we've last spoken. I do plan to be way more active on my Instagram, so if you want to follow me right down there on that. And like I said, we'll get back into it. I think this is going up the Monday after Easter. I'm pretty sure that Monday after Easter. So one, if you celebrated, happy Easter. I hope you guys had a fun day of reflection. And sorry, I have the door open, so like there's like cars going by. A happy day of reflection, and if you went to church, I hope you had a good sermon, and maybe you got to spend some time with family at brunch, lunch, dinner. I don't know which meal you're going embarking on, but regardless, if you celebrate Easter or not, hope you had a good day. Hope you have a good day today, and I will see you in the next video, where I believe that will be our gender reveal. So thank you for hanging with me today. See you next time.